Welcome back to El Cilantro News. In just a few minutes, we will be previewing a new segment called Inside the Mind with Tobias Morningwig.
But first, the new trend has swept the nation. From fashion to music, hipsters are everywhere you look. A recent trend of Irish hipsters has some commerce students fearing for the safety of their ears. Connor McKeither has been trying to change that. McKeither is an Irish exchange student with a knack for carrying a mini guitar around everywhere he goes. An untuned guitar, also known as a ukulele, McKeither has named Bridget for Bridget Jones' Diary, his favorite movie. The words he sings seem to be from a different unknown ancient language. The words flow a lot like a duck giving birth, not unlike much of the barn animal sounds that come out of pop music heard in the local radio news these days. The happiness McKeither gains from his music has long helped him down the long road. Lonesome.
Drown all of them, right? Yes, and drown all her children alive. I mean, you hear about stuff like that happening today, you know, unfortunately, but I believe it's very much possible, and I can see why they'd make a legend out of it. And I chose the song because it's by, the person who wrote it was one of my favorite artists, a group called Beirut, and they play a lot of different styles based out of Eastern Europe and out of Mexico, and that's.
And here in Commerce, McKeither is making a new legend for himself.
Last fall, Texas got the announcement that they would get the opportunity to help host the annual Shut Up and Voodoo Convention. The Arthur C. Ferguson building was the site for the Texas Annual Shut Up and Voodoo Convention. The event was open for the public and leaflets were handed out at the beginning of the ritual so onlookers would understand the ceremonies to proceed. Notable voodoo leaders across the state came to teach and perform 1,000-year-old chants. This year's convention had the largest turnout seen in the last 20 years. The Commerce Junior High All-Girls Choir performed the rendition of Power to the Voodoo to kick off the ceremonies. Leaders spoke in the good old days and guests tried not to fall asleep during the long, boring lectures. Voodoo leaders seemed to keep an old lady in a transfixed state until she leaped up halfway through and screamed out, "Ochi, ochi, wah, wah, kama, 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 chameleon." That's right.
This next segment is brand new. El Cilantro News is proud to bring you a look inside the mind of Tobias Morningwig.
Ooh, Tobias Morningwig. I've been ready for this like all year. So excited.
Well, it's about
so excited to hear about Tobias Morningwig. Like epically excited. Like sooner or later we'll go to Tobias Morningwig, but for now we're going to talk about Tobias Morningwig. And until that time comes when we play the next segment, we're just going to sit here and talk about Tobias Morningwig.
Have you heard of Tobias? Have you met him in person?
I've never
yet?
heard of Tobias Morningwig, but at some point in time we'll go to Tobias Morningwig.
I hear he's very interesting.
Tobias, how you doing over there? Fantastic?
I'm Tobias Morningwig.
What's going on? Help!
Yes, I am the Tobias Morningwig, and this is a new segment called Inside the Mind. And today's guest, we have Robin Billings from the theatre department. How are you doing today, Robin Billings?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm on this show, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and just jump right into it. We're going to get the questions going while we're here anyways.
Sounds good.
All right. Now, have you ever planted anything in the garden of your mind?
Like a thought?
Well, anything, like you just, really cultivate your mind, the garden that is your mind.
I would say so. I would definitely say so.
Like what kind of thoughts would you say?
Well, when we're in theater, we definitely have thoughts that kind of start out, but as we work on them, they definitely grow and turn into plants.
Work and really cultivate the
Oh,
garden.
oh,
just
yes.
Constantly working. That's what I always do in my mind. I like to really work my garden, that is the mind.
Yes.
But I'm going to ask you, in your opinion, is it ever okay to take candy from a baby?
I would say no.
You would say no. Well, occasionally,
No.
you know, if the little buggers were, you know, really just like in your face, you know, with the candy, like, oh, I got candy, you don't, you know, would it then be okay to just take it away, teach them a lesson, kind of?
Maybe in that instance, I guess, if they were
Just really obnoxious about it.
maybe.
I see. You don't condone taking candy from babies, though?
No, I don't.
Well, that's good. You're a good person then, because. Do you remember the time when man landed on the moon?
No,
You don't.
no.
It was a glorious time. You see, we go on the moon. There was a man, literally on the moon. But when we went on the moon, we made a startling discovery that the moon is not made of green cheese.
Yes, well, I do remember learning that, but I wasn't around for the moon landing, though. But yeah.
I see. Well, now we all know that the moon is not made of green cheese, but if the moon could be made of anything in any kind of food, what would you have it? Me personally, you know, I would prefer it to be the Doritos Los Tacos from the new Doritos Tacos from Taco Bell. I would go back for seconds and then just wash it all down with a nice cup of tea. You know, what would you want it to be?
If the moon was made of anything, I would maybe make it out of
We'll hold that thought for a minute, just so
Okay.
we know that this is Inside the Mind with Tobias Morningwig, and here is my guest, Robin Billings. We're leaving a cliffhanger here so you know what Robin would want to have the moon be made out of. So just keep people waiting.
Okay. I would make the moon out of just American cheese.
American cheese. It's not green cheese, just American.
Just, yeah.
Well, that's good though. I'm going to ask you, this will be a personal question. Now,
Okay.
when was the last time someone said these exact words to you? You are the sunshine of my life.
I can't remember the last time
What?
somebody said that.
That's a bloody shame, it is. All right, well, just one thing. You know, what's the last George Clooney movie you saw?
George Clooney movie, probably One Fine Day with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, well, it seems that we are out of time, and this has been Inside the Mind with Tobias Morningwig, and I would like to thank my lovely guest, Robin Billings, here for coming on the show. And back to you, Chet.
Thank you, Tobias Morningwig. And she would like to say thank you as well. Now, stay tuned for the El Cilantro News. When we come up next, we've got the youngest presidential election nominee.